My name's MaryAnn Ryan, but I remember that because I've only just got married. It's been Seymour for so long. I'm Yarradamarra woman, born and bred in Queensland and worked down in Dubbo in Wiradjuri country. So that's me. I made fish and chips for quite a few years, and I collected eggs and I killed cockroaches, and then I decided to go back to school and I did my TAFE, and then I got to uni, and then I got a job up at a remote Aboriginal community up in Queensland as a teacher. And my first day of class, and I said to the principal, well, what do the students want to learn? And she said, oh, well, whatever they want to learn. She said, I don't even know if you'll get anybody, because she said, adult students, they may or may not turn up. Anyway, well, a few did, and this fella walked in and he's like really hobbled over and he's limping, and I thought he was really, really old, and I only found out probably 6 months later that he was about 5 years younger than me. That was my first experience of teaching, and this one particular man really, really inspired me and got me to focus on my teaching and just keep going, because he'd been, as he put it himself, a drone on the community, which was like a total alcoholic. He'd lost his family, he'd lost everything, he'd crippled himself up falling into a fire, and he was just sort of bumming along. Family were dying around him, and his daughter turned up from out of the blue. He hadn't seen her since she was a kid, and she handed over a brand new baby girl to him and said, Dad, I can't look after her. And she left, and he's left literally holding the baby. Well, he told me from that moment when he held that baby, he stopped drinking, and he pulled himself together, and he wanted to learn, and he wanted to do something with his life. And I said, well, what do you really want to get out of class? And I asked all my students that, what do you want to achieve? Write it down in your book, what you want to achieve for the year, and we'll see if you got there at the end of it. And he got me to write it down because he didn't really feel that he was capable of doing it. He said he wanted to learn to take notes, so when he went to the traditional owners' meetings, that he could feel that he could speak up, because other people that took notes could speak up, but he didn't think he was qualified, because you can't take notes, you can't speak up. Well, by the end of that year, that man was practicing on the whiteboard so that he could actually talk in front of the class. He'd done his own little business cards. He made them on the computer. He wrote a poem that we sent off and got published in the Courier Mail. And he ended up developing a program about walking in footprints of your old people. And that was to do with family domestic violence and getting the kids to go back to the old ways, to be strong in their culture. And that program was rolled out across the community. It was rolled out across the towns, in the schools. It was put across Queensland, and that man got all these awards for his work with family and domestic violence, and by his own accounts he probably should have been dead, probably not long after he first got his little granddaughter given to him. And he came from nothing and did everything, and it just shows the potential of people, and that's given me the strength to go on a lot of times when I didn't really think that I could be bothered doing it, or I just couldn't do it. And I thought, well, if Uncle Wally can do it, anyone can do it. And that's come through as I've taught too, and I show people the poem when they first come in. And I say, well, you can give me all the excuses under the book and say, oh, I can't do this and I can't do that. And I go, well, just think of Uncle Wally. And if he can do it, you can do it. And you've got it in you. You've just got to let it out. I think I get paid for nothing teaching, because I love it, and it's not really work. It's watching people And it's watching people grow and bloom and develop. And we've got so many mob out there now that have gone through and done their diploma, and people that didn't even think they could do lower levels at TAFE, and they've reached their potential. They're going to university, they're going doing things, and I sit back and I watch and I see them and I hear back from them, and I run into people up the street that are home from holiday, on holidays from university, going, oh yes, I got a high distinction in this and something else, and I go, that's what it's all about. And it's getting that education and standing tall and proud at the same time, and being able to do it, and showing people that yes, we can do it, and yes, we can achieve, and we can move mountains. So, and that's why I teach.